We have to start today with what happened on Tuesday night and take a little bit of a deeper dive because 2 days later, MAGA is unable to process what hit them. Now, I know from the email that many in my audience don't like all of the Democratic candidates that won. For example, there are those who wrote to me and said, David, I don't like Abigail Spanberger, former CIA. I mean, come on. We want spooks as governors. So some people don't like Abigail Spanberger. Some people wrote in and they said, Zohran Mamdani is too far to my left, or I don't like socialists, or I don't like the fact that he's using the word intifada so casually. So some don't like Mamdani. Mikey Sherrill, I mean, most people seem to be fine with her, but I think it's like, some find her a little bit too centrist or corporate. But there's a different perspective, I think, that's important to look at this, which is not about the candidates that won, but about the reaction from the Republican Party. Mike Johnson and Donald Trump look like they have seen ghosts, and we now are getting an understanding about why. If you look more deeply and you look beyond the governors and the mayors, Democrats flipped some of the reddest districts in the United States of America. These are really places that they should be untouchable Republican strongholds, and they're turning blue. Erie County, Pennsylvania, a county that voted for Trump last year, elected a Democrat as county executive by 24 points. That is not a close race. It's a massacre. A county goes for Trump one year and then swings 24 points against Republicans the next. And you've got voters screaming something is very wrong here by virtue of this vote. You look at Virginia, a Republican who held his seat 36 years lost. You don't lose a 36-year incumbent unless voters are fed up with your entire party. You go to Mississippi. Look, I know people are pissed at Trump being there. I know that people there are pissed at Donald Trump right now. But if you've visited Mississippi, you know how absolutely nuts this is. Hearing about Mississippi flipping seats and then realizing, wow, this is deep red territory that is fed up with the state of affairs. Democrats broke the Republican supermajority in the state Senate of Mississippi for the first time in 13 years, flipped 3 legislative seats in one night. I'm still waiting for, we made a mistake. It was actually the Republican that won. We got the numbers wrong. I'm sort of kidding. But Republicans losing supermajorities in Mississippi, they're in trouble everywhere if that's the case. So when you step back, we heard from the Fox people, we heard from Trump and others. Everybody wants to believe that this had nothing to do with Donald Trump. He's going to tell us this later. It's the government shutdown and I wasn't on the ballot and that hurt these candidates. But Trump is on the ballot. Trump's on every ballot where there's a Republican right now. Chaos is on the ballot. The shutdown is on the ballot. And voters are telling us what they think of it. And so we see a disaffection with Trump and his policies that is going way beyond, Brooklyn and San Francisco and whatever, sort of take your pick. It's a fundamental rejection of what MAGA stands for, happening where Trump should be really strong. Now, this has thrown Republicans for a loop. Trump's unhinged. MAGA Mike Johnson's unhinged. Laura Loomer's ranting about Islamic takeovers. Nancy Mace is making jokes about breadlines. Stephen Miller is posting weird threats to immigrants. They are spiraling. But Mike Johnson said something that is true. Johnson said that the consequences of Tuesday's elections are going to be felt across the entire country. And he's right. Just not the way he thinks. Here is what Tuesday really proves. Voters don't seem to like the chaos that follows Trump around, like that ex-partner you can't seem to convince you're really not interested in. They're done with this endless government shutdown. They're done with MAGA's culture war nonsense. They're showing up to vote against it. Think of what it means when Mississippi voters go, we're going to break a Republican supermajority. And when Pennsylvania counties that went for Trump are swinging 24 points against the Republican and 36-year incumbents are losing. So I don't believe that this is a fluke. I think voters are looking at what has Trump done? What have MAGA Republicans done to this country? And many of them don't want anything to do with it. Now, there's still tens of millions of cultists who want a lot to do with it. All right, well, we've got to keep working on that. But they have cultivated loyalty over a decade. And in one night, Democrats have proven nothing's really safe anymore. So the 26 midterms are coming fast. I believe the midterms are on. Every single Republican in a competitive district saw what happened on Tuesday. They watched supposedly safe seats disappear, and they watched longtime incumbents lose, and red counties swing blue by double digits. Trump can blame the shutdown all he wants. Republicans can pretend this doesn't matter, but voters have spoken, and Republicans should genuinely be terrified. I believe the blue wave has high potential because it started 2 days ago, and it's happening even in the reddest districts of America. So what of that government shutdown? Let's talk about that next. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.